There are many. Yeah, I love law, but the lectures always make me wants to sleep
It's
lah.
boring.
Yeah.
Who says law is? I mean, let's say it for what it is. It is boring.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is definitely boring.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the UOC Speaks. This is the second episode. First off, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the support. You know, I got a lot of students coming in when I was in campus. Like, hey, are you the guys in the podcast? I was like, yeah. Are you liking it? Anyway, today for UOC Speaks, we have our Associate Professor, the Dean of Faculty of Business and Technology. Hi, Dr. Priya.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, you can say hi to the camera there.
Hi, Ash, and hi, everybody. Thank you for having me here today.
Oh, we are actually so excited to have you here.
Right.
Dr. Priya is one of the, I can say like the lecturers that whenever I see her, I joke around. And then
Yes, true.
and,
True.
and, she is so, you have a very good vibe lah. You are always positive. Is there a reason behind that?
For me, I've always had this thing that when you smile, eventually people will smile at you, and when I see someone smiles, it actually creates a positive vibration within me. So when I actually had that experience very young, because being in the convent school when I was studying, you know, the nuns.
Oh, okay.
We had the nun as our headmistress, and you know, that's like you got to mind your p's and q's with the nun. You know, you can't, you know, you got to
Oh.
walk properly. You know, you're a girl. You know, it's a convent school. It's all girls school. You know, so when and that happened, when I actually went to secondary school, and my father, God bless him, decided, no, I don't want my daughter to be, you
In
know,
girls'
growing
school.
up in this environment. I want
Oh.
her to have the experience of, you know, being in a normal, ordinary school. So he put me in a co-ed school. And the very first day that I walked in, you know, I was this quiet girl who, you know, was always minding my P's and Q's. And I walked in, and there was this Chinese girl who was my best friend after that for the next
Oh.
5 years. And she had this beautiful smile, and she was so open to me, and it actually made me feel good. And that's when I realized, hey, I should also start doing this when I can make that impression to someone else and brighten their day. And that's the reason why probably, you know, I have those vibes, you know, because from a very young age, from 13, I've always had this, you know, everyone who sees me, Priya, smile. Priya, smile, you know, that's it. They
Oh.
always equate Priya with smile.
Your smile is definitely a killer lah. And your laugh.
Oh,
Your
no.
laugh definitely.
Okay.
See?
No. I still have that, you know, the other side of me, which, you know, only my students know. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like a glimpse of it. You putting your hands on your pinggang and just like, hey. Anyway, all right. So tell us a little bit of your background, and then what are you teaching the students here?
Okay. I have been with UOC for the past 5 years, now into my 6th year with UOC. And what I teach here is a variety of subjects. My background is law.
Oh, okay.
My background is law. But
You're a lawyer?
Yes, I'm a lawyer. I was a lawyer for 25 years before coming into academics, and no regrets. I think that transition is what we call a very natural transition for me. I am now doing what my own calling is. I love what I'm doing.
Teaching.
Imparting, you know, giving advice. I guess in a way, yes, I'm also doing that. You know, I'm still advising, though, of course, it's not in a legal setting. But with students, you advise them in other matters. Academically, life, you know, probably the white hair does make a difference. You're a bit more older.
You're not. Your white hair is looking good on you.
Yeah, you're a bit more older, and people tend to take you a little bit more serious. Okay, this person has eaten more salt than I have, so yeah, probably what she says, you know, there is some truth to it, which, you know, I really do hope that, you know, I actually impart something like that to my students.
So okay. Let's talk about generation. You know, the Gen Z, millennials. So I'm assuming you've taught these two generations.
Yes, yes.
What's the biggest difference throughout your time teaching them, and then what are I believe you have to adapt on the way how you talk to them when it comes to teaching.
Definitely.
What are the biggest difference that you can see from between millennials and Gen Z?
I think today's generation, they're very intelligent.
Oh.
They are very, very intelligent. They have access of information.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to try to hoodwink them, okay, it's not easy, because the first thing that they do is they take the phone, chat GPT, you know. They always second guess you. So how you are going to deal with them is that you need to come down to their levels. Okay, you cannot say, okay, what I say goes. You don't do that. You can't do that with them. Hear them out. Listen to them. So that is the skill that I have actually had the privilege of acquiring. I now listen to them. Yes, of course, there are times when we have to put our foot down and tell them, no, A is A. You don't tell me A is B. Okay, because the theory, the knowledge doesn't allow you to interpret it to be B. So when you talk about today's generation, they are very well informed. So you cannot use the yardsticks that were used on us or even your Gen Zs to what you have today.
So how do you get them to understand where you're coming from, especially when they already have the information? So what makes it stick? For example, what you're teaching them.
Oh, that
do
is
they
where
get do they like I've had experience, do they okay with that, like I've been working in this industry for so many years?
Oh no, you don't go.
I'm right.
Don't go down that road.
Oh, okay.
Don't go down that road.
I see.
You have to engage with them. Don't go down that road. Yes, you can give them examples. They are very open to examples. Okay, they if they connect with you, they connect with you. You got to make them, you got to engage them. I think that is the key word here that most of us need to understand. You got to engage with the new generation. Engage, yes.
Okay, alright, because we also dealt with Gen Z. You know, online they always talk about how bad Gen Zs are, which I do not like that. You know, in every generations there are things that we can learn from, and then having Gen Z with us is not gonna be the end of the world. It's basically you need to adapt to them and then see how we can leverage them in a good way.
Yeah.
You just need to know how.
I don't think there's a formula, Ash. Truth to be told, there is no formula to this. It is all you feel, you see, you don't judge, but you assess. There's two different things. Assessing and judging is two different things. You assess, and then you see what is the best mode in order for you to capture their interest. Because I think the thing that with today's generation is that their attention span is very limited. The attention span is very limited. So I cannot go into class, for example. I cannot go into class and I cannot sit down there and lecture and look at the slides and tell them, okay, this is what your theory is. This is what it is, you know. What is the law of contract? Okay, the contract says, okay, this section and that section. If I were to talk that to them, you'd have half the class sleeping.
Oh.
Yeah, you have half the class either on their phones or sleeping. So what I got to do is that I've got to find innovative ways of how to engage them. So that is when we do, you know, like for example, case analysis. We bring in more practical experience, you know, just to capture their attention. Because if you don't capture their attention, they're not going to learn. They're not going to be with you. They're going to be totally disengaged.
I see. So for those who's watching, if you're interested to know how to learn get into the class of Dr. Priya, do come to UOC. I think I don't want to ask more about how actually Dr. Priya teach, because you can say like that's like a family secret, her secret of how to teach, which is very interesting. I've got the opportunity to learn law, comms law, because I was a comms student, and then business law also a little bit, and then I love law, but the lectures always make me wants to sleep
It's
lah.
boring.
Yeah.
Who says law is? I mean, let's say it for what it is. It is boring.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is definitely boring. Unfortunately, because it is, you need to know what is black and what is white.
Yeah.
There's no gray area. It's
Mm.
either falls black or
Oh,
it either
black.
falls
Oh,
white.
yeah.
So that is it. That's why law is boring. But how you approach it, how you make it interesting, I think that is something that over a period of time, I've been very blessed to actually have that experience.
Mm.
So I try. Even till today, I have to admit it's not easy. You try. And you have the experience of reading the room, and then you see, okay, what is it that can pique their interest?
Mm.
And that's how I try to retain the interest of the students.
Oh, and you also have a very diverse students
Yes, we do.
from different backgrounds, different nationality, and then how's that working with you? You're
I
not
think
just adapting to generations
no,
now.
no, not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. I think that is where I learn. The first thing that I go into class and I tell my students, I am here to teach, but I'm also here to learn. You don't stop learning.
Exactly. I agree with that.
You don't stop learning,
I
Ash.
agree.
You don't stop learning. And that's what I tell my students. Don't stop learning. Every day is a lesson. Every day is something new that you are acquiring. Every action of yours is a learning process as well.
Yes. I
So-
think the drive is all about learning.
Yeah.
Even right now, if you ask me what makes my life like exciting, it's actually learning.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
as long as you have that wanting to learn in you, you can go further.
Yes, definitely. If not, the day you stop learning, the day you stop living.
Oof.
I mean, this is what I believe.
I mean, like
My
that's
my
true.
my own belief. The day I stop learning is the day I stop living.
Wow, that's actually very true. Now I was like, yeah, that's true. I don't live when I'm underground.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you don't learn. You don't learn. The learning stops.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Priya, when it comes to learning, there are many ways to learn. People can learn online. People can, even, in a way like gain something,
Yeah.
practice something
Yes.
online.
Yeah.
So this comes to a question. You can, with learning, you can also gain skills.
Yeah.
So here comes my questions. Certificates or skills, what do you think about that? People, like right now, so some of the Zs are not gonna pursue their study because they feel like, oh, I don't think certificate's gonna work for me. I don't think it's worth that much of a accreditation
Yeah,
for me
true.
to pursue whatever that I want in life. And what do you say about that?
I think that is not the correct approach. I don't think so. I think you need to look at, if you're saying whether academics is better or skills is better, I think both are very important. Okay, you can't have one without the other. I think in today's setup, what is important is credibility. That means the credibility of your academic qualification, as well as the credibility of the skill sets that you pick up. Okay, and that's what employers look for actually.
I see.
So you have to have a balance of both. You have to have your academics as well as you need to pick up your skills.
I agree. I mean, like, in a way, okay, I'm going to put a very simple example.
Yeah.
Like, me playing games. I like to play games. One of it is Minecraft.
Okay.
So, me wanting to build, in Minecraft, you can build anything.
Yes.
So, I like to build something. And I look at YouTube on how to build it.
Okay.
I'll go and then learn about it. Yes, I know how to do it. But when something wrong happened with that build, I always get my friend to help me out.
Okay.
To understand the build better, because he has more experience in building in Minecraft. I think that's where the difference is at. You learn from a platform is different than having someone with experience
Teaching
to teach you, walk you through, give you the best case study for you to learn.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree because like I said, the skills is something that comes with the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have the knowledge. I mean, can you imagine if you are a doctor? You may
Mm-hmm.
have the skills. Okay, you may have. Okay, I have the good hand.
Mm-hmm.
Coordination.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I can hold a scalpel. I can hold a
Mm-hmm.
knife. But if you do not know where to cut, you can't make the precision. You can't know the
Sure.
exact place to cut. Can you imagine what would happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so in this kind of professions, you definitely need to have. Of course, I know the argument says that because they are professionals, you need to have the knowledge. But not only that, even if you're talking about a business
Mm-hmm.
person, if you're an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you may have the skill of speaking, but
Mm-hmm.
if you do not know the basic fundamentals, like how do I put a cost for my product?
Mm-hmm.
How do I know basic tax? How
Mm-hmm.
do I know basic costing? How
Mm-hmm.
do I know basic budgeting? If
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that knowledge, how am I going to run a successful business?
Mm-hmm. But AI can do that.
Not everything. See, even AI needs prompting. You got to prompt it correctly.
So
So that's where
yeah,
the knowledge comes from.
learning how to prompt
Learning how
also,
to prompt.
and then that also.
Yes.
Okay. That's a very, yeah. I also, well, we use AI nowadays, and
Correct.
then the important thing when it comes to AI is knowing how to prompt.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now, as a business,
Mm-hmm.
business is more on theoretical part. Is that correct?
You need to learn the theory.
Mm-hmm.
Partly correct. You need to learn the theory. You need to know the fundamentals
Mm-hmm.
of what a business is,
Mm-hmm.
or the components of your business.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that you need to know is how do you apply the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, okay, like we in our business we have a subject called problem solving skills,
Oh,
because
okay.
these are things that you will face
Mm.
in any organization.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solving, that's something fundamental,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't just come with the theory knowledge. Yes, you have certain principles that you need or you can rely on,
Mm.
but sometimes the problems are very real, and
Mm.
that's when we need to impart how do you deal with those problems. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how the role of today's academicians is to adapt or integrate the practical problems of the world into the theory.
Oh.
And that's where we find, okay, that's why the way of teaching of what 30 years ago when I studied and today when I am teaching,
Mm-hmm.
different. You've got to integrate. That is why I said it's important for you to be able to capture the students'
Mm-hmm.
attention with a lot of practical examples. Only then they will probably pick up a skill of two from there. You know?
That's
So,
actually, Dr. Priya, I learned a lot.
mm,
You just from this, us talking to each other, I learned a lot. And then that's definitely gonna be something that highlights what's the need for us to learn. I remember I always wanted to get my degree because I want to learn.
mm-hmm,
That's the biggest part of it.
mm-hmm,
And then when it comes to business, now let's talk about business programs.
mm-hmm.
What are the misconceptions that you always get? I think from my side, I myself have this kind of like question. I cannot really put my head into that. You're studying business. Where do you go after?
Oh,
Yeah.
where do you go after? You have a whole world in
Ah.
front of you. The path in front of you is so wide. For anything that you do, you need to have some form of business knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are in engineering, whether you are in medicine,
Mm-hmm.
whether you are in law, or
Mm-hmm.
whether you are in accounting,
Mm-hmm.
it has got to have the fundamentals of business. You need to know what is business. So you can be any other professional, but you need to know some form of business.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a business graduate can fit into any area.
That's a
So
very.
it's a very universal
Mhm.
knowledge that you're
Mhm.
going to gain if you do business. You can go into any forms of organization, any company. You will definitely need someone with business. You need someone who knows what is marketing, for
Mhm.
example.
Yes.
Marketing, accounting, basic accounting. e-commerce today. Everybody is talking about e-commerce, e-business. Today's world is changing. So these are the things that we impart to our students.
That's diverse. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I
Yes.
always thought like if you're gonna get into business, you're gonna be a businessman.
No, not necessarily. Even in business, we even have something called sustainability,
Okay.
sustainable management.
Alright, I would
Okay,
like to know more that.
why, why is it important today?
Yeah.
Because everyone, it's something that's so fundamental.
Mhm.
We want to be able, when we talk about sustainability, everybody thinks it's the planet. Everybody thinks it's the environment. It's
Yeah.
not that. It is how to, have businesses that will be around.
Mhm.
How to maintain sustainable business. That's
Mhm.
what we look at.
The approach of uh sustainable into the business.
Yes.
In a way. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Um. Well. Oh, this is I'm in awe basically.
Oh,
Like you're
please
like
don't.
your insight is
No.
totally because I always have this thing that I will think whenever I ask a question already I have the answer.
Yeah.
But you're giving me a different answer every time. I was like, okay. This is, by the way, this is my first time like really sit down with Dr. Priya just to
Okay.
talk about
Yeah, actually,
things.
we don't do
Yeah,
that.
we always just like, hey, Dr. Priya, how are you? Casually like, how are you? Are you okay? You know? Yeah. And then Dr. Priya has been supportive towards everyone. And we left that for her. So give it a thumbs up for Dr.
Thank
Priya.
you. Thank you. I'm very blessed. Okay.
Yeah,
Glad
and
to
then
hear that.
the positivity that she exudes with the colleagues all around the campus. Okay, now business. You were a lawyer.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So what kind of cases that you've dealt with, actually?
I first started off with doing a lot of accident matters because I used to act for
Mm.
insurance companies. That
Mm.
was my first job
Mhm.
or my first legal firm that I worked in. We
Mhm.
did a lot of accident matters, and then of course I moved on to doing a lot of corporate litigation,
Mhm.
where I used to act for companies
Mhm.
as well as banks,
Mhm.
and I also used to act for Dana Harta,
Mhm.
that was GLC, and then I did dabble a little bit on criminal, but
Ooh.
I have to confess, that is not my cup of tea. I can't stomach that. That's me. And then of course I do family matters,
Mhm.
even estate
Mhm.
litigation. Yeah, I've been very lucky because I've had a very good run in legal practice, and one day I said, no, I think it's time for me to give back,
Ah.
and give back to society, and here I am.
With your background with doing as a lawyer,
Mhm.
and then you are right now in a business, a faculty of business and technology.
Yeah,
Uh, we also learn business laws,
correct.
and then since you've also dealt with a lot of law cases, and
Mhm.
then with the white collar specifically.
Mhm.
So do you always share with your students the
Oh, yeah.
best cases that you've dealt with,
Yes, of course, of course. That's like I said. That's when experience comes in, and students get excited when they hear, real time.
Mm.
I mean, they don't want to learn something from the books because they too can sit down and read the
Yeah.
books. So when you actually engage with them and you interact with them and you tell them, what actually happens, they tend to connect better. They tend to absorb better, and it makes it easier for them to remember. Because when I put an example, say for example, I talk to them, okay, if I'm going to talk to them about the law of contract, I always try to relate to a case that has been done, okay, a reported case, and then we will break it down into, okay, what are the elements that you need to prove, okay, in order for you to argue. So I will tell them, put yourself in the shoes of a legal advisor. How are you going to advise? So when we do exercises in that manner, all right, the student tends to remember. So,
Oh.
and when it is, when they are assessed in their final examination, it makes them, it's easy for them to remember, and then for them to write the answers. So you actually bring in practical experience, and it gets absorbed better than just theory.
All right, that's actually that's a gist of Dr. Priya's teaching secret. We just spill some.
No,
Uh,
it's. I mean,
okay,
come to my class. That's all I can say.
Come to your class. Yes.
Come to my class.
Yes,
Yeah.
enroll now.
Yeah.
Okay, now, as a taking business as a students to the students taking business programs, why do we need business law?
Oh, because you need to know. You definitely need to know what you can do and what you cannot do, and how to stay out of trouble. I mean, let's look at it. Let's take a very simple example. The moment you put down your signature in any document, you're bound by the terms of that agreement. Like, for example, during my practice, when I used to do banking litigation, I used to feel very bad because, very honestly, I used to sometimes make people bankrupt. And the people that I used to make them bankrupt are used to be very young people who, first time getting a credit card, okay, who are unaware that how the credit card or how the banks actually calculate the interest. They don't know. They don't realize that the moment they put down their signature, they are bound by the terms of that particular contract.
Oh.
And then they said, why am I paying interest on I'm just using it, I've just used it for 200 or 300 ringgit. Why am I paying interest if if they say, a minimum payment of 50 ringgit a month, that's all I need to pay. But why is the amount growing? And they don't realize that there is the calculation of interest. The longer that you delay in paying back the principal that you have taken, the higher the interest is going to be.
But there's a minimum payment, right?
But the minimum payment is what? In most of the credit card statements, they'll say it's 50 ringgit.
But the one that, let's say you use 1,000, you pay with your credit card, but the monthly payment is, they say, a minimum of 400. So it will keep growing with the 1,000. The interest charged to 1,000.
Yes, they will
your
charge
usage.
on your usage of 1,000. So many people don't realize.
Yeah, I also don't realize. I have a credit card.
They don't realize. They don't realize that. Yeah, that is how it compounds. The interest compounds, and then when it becomes too big, they can't pay. And that is how we have actually. I really have to say that. That's something that in my class I tell this to the students. You guys are going to go out. You guys are going to own your cards. You guys are going to have all this. Be aware. You guys are maybe purchasing your first house or purchasing your first car. You must know. You must know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Or even if you're going out into employment, your first contract of employment, what you sign, you must be aware of what you sign. Don't just say, okay, this is standard form contracts and I sign. No, we don't do that. No, you don't. If you have the awareness, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm signing. I'm totally aware of this is how, the terms are. It's fine. Yeah. Half the time you get them to, I didn't understand. Nobody explained to me. I'm sorry. The law is very clear. The law says the moment you sign the document, you are bound.
But the law is also clear that that person who give you the form contract, they need to explain it.
No.
Oh, really?
No, not necessarily. The moment the person, because that is only representation.
We've been scared.
Yes, exactly.
They are not obliged to explain to us all the terms.
No, not obliged to. No.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Because every time when I sign a contract, I'll just ask like, what is it about? What is it about?
If you are with a lawyer, of course, the lawyer's duty is to tell you. I mean, then if that lawyer doesn't tell you the terms of the contract, then it's negligence. Okay, but when you actually go, like sometimes you have this credit card, this bank
with the salesperson
coming in front of the petrol station asking you to sign. Yeah, all that you are bound by it.
That is scary.
And that's why I don't have a credit card. I stopped having a credit card since I was 25 years old. Till now.
Oh, okay, wow.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I'm clearing off my credit card, waiting for it to finish off. Then I feel like I think in this economy I need a credit card.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Probably it's just me, but I feel like I need a credit card.
Yeah.
But going back to that, you need to know how to manage it, understand how it works, and then the interest and yada yada. Don't go around and then like bankrupt yourself because you have too many credit cards.
Yes, true. Very true.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Interesting.
these are little practical advice that I do give my students.
That's good. Dr. Priya, I didn't know this until
Yeah.
when, I have this thought like, why is no one teaching me about this?
Mm.
Why is no one talking or even explaining it to me? Because I'm a person that always asks a lot of questions, but
Okay.
my experience with signing a contract, so I was like, okay, so I just need to sign here, sign there. I had this thought like, why aren't that person explaining it to me? What is in the contract? It was a salesperson's lah at that time. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I need to ask questions lah. And then at times also they was like, oh, you need to sign it now.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Okay, I give you 5 minutes. It's like, that's not gonna be enough time for me to read the whole terms and conditions.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
Okay,
Very
now
true.
since you're a lawyer,
Mm.
you were a lawyer, now a
Yes,
teacher.
yes, I'm still the dean.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like I can ask you a lot of questions. And
Okay.
this also me for learning about my life
Okay.
and how to run.
I will
the
try.
wo-
I will try. Okay.
Can you bring back the contract before signing?
No, normally, actually, by right, how it normally happens is that if it's your lawyer who's sending you the contract, normally they'll send you the contract for you to read first. And then only you appear before the lawyer's office and sign it in front of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
If they don't do that, it's negligence.
It's not negligence. That is correct practice.
That's the correct.
That is correct practice.
So, if you were my lawyer at that time when I signed that house loan, you were not doing it correctly. Oh, I didn't know that because I was like, oh,
But
there
that's
was
why
like
no, that's
pages
why,
of.
no, that's why they actually spend time, telling you what it is. You see, when you actually go to the legal firm, especially if it's a conveyancing matter, especially a housing loan or sale and purchase agreement, they will spend time. It is normally the practice. It's the convention that we spend time explaining to our clients exactly what it is. That is why they prefer you to come to the office or they come and see you and explain it to you. That is the duty.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can imagine. I mean, especially when you're doing business, you're gonna deal with a lot of contracts, a lot of rules and regulations, a lot of laws. Not just in terms of being an entrepreneur, but also starting up a business itself.
Of course.
What do you wanna start off like a very services company? You still need those knowledge.
You need to know that, okay, when you start off a business, what are the basic primary, first of all, the documents. The fact that you need to have register it. These are things that, fundamentals. These are the fundamentals that your business law or your company law will teach you. Like, okay, let's take even an accounting or an accountant. What are the rules that you require? What are the accounting rules, okay, that you are supposed to follow? Okay, the standards that you're supposed to follow. Yes, these are the things that we actually teach you when you. This is the knowledge. This is where the academics come in. We teach you the fundamentals. Then you take that fundamentals, and then when you go into practice, you practice it.
I think this is where the gaps of AI and having a teacher, teacher itself, because the difference is that AI gonna tell you this is how you should do in a very broad manner.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
That comes from the teacher.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. That is. Like I say, I learned a lot. I learned that I've been scammed.
Thank you.
I learned that
Oh,
my lawyer
I'm
should
so
have done
sorry.
well.
I will not want to. I will not want to support that. I mean, I don't know what your lawyer
I
did,
don't
so
know.
it's not for me to comment.
That was an exaggeration,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I understand where the position that I'm in when it comes to signing contract or
Of course,
whatnot.
of course.
I'm at point of my life. I was like, I'm just too lazy. I'm just gonna stick it out with whatever that I've signed. Okay, all right. So, Dr. Priya. Okay, so can you tell us about what are the programs available in the business, the Faculty of Business and Technology?
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. Okay. We have currently about 14 programs in the Faculty of Business and Technology. We have 3 diplomas,
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 4 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your diplomas are the standard accounting, business, and IT, because the Faculty of Business is made up of 3 different disciplines:
Mm-hmm.
accounting, IT, and business.
Oh.
So that's why you have your diploma in accounting, you have your diploma in IT, you have your diploma in business.
Mm.
Then we have our bachelors in accounting, bachelors in IT, bachelors in business, and bachelors in international business management.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have our MBA.
Mm.
We have 2 types of MBA. One is the conventional MBA. Then the other one is the online distance learning MBA. And then we also have something called your Masters in Islamic Finance. That is both conventional and also the online distance. We also have your Masters in Business Data Science.
Mm-hmm.
And then it tops it up with our PhD in Management.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, your Doctor in Business Administration.
Ah.
So we have 14 programs.
You mentioned about international business.
Yes.
What's the difference between business program itself with
Mhm.
the international business?
Okay, the Bachelors in Business Administration and Bachelors in International Business Management, of course, the first year subjects are quite similar because that's the fundamentals of business. But once you go on to year 2 and year 3, you concentrate on it from a globalized perspective, from a global perspective.
Oh.
So we have things like global marketing management, international strategic management, as opposed to just normal strategic management and normal marketing. Okay, here it's very much on a very global front. So we have also subjects like globalization. Right. Yes. International finance, international financial econometrics. These are all very much international management-based programs. Yeah.
Do you also teach them about politics? Because business and politics.
No, we don't.
Uh,
We don't. But
Yeah.
we do have something called international security, where we do discuss a little bit of politics, a little bit of theories of, when it comes to how countries view security.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Because like
Little bit, not too much.
especially what's happening now,
Ah.
whatever, it definitely impact the business. And then you as a
Yes.
business
Yeah.
man, or even working in the business industry, there are ways for you to work around it. You need to keep business going
Yes.
regardless of whatever
Yes.
situation you are in.
That is where we bring in our strategies. That's why we have strategic management.
Oh.
So we have strategic management, and we have got theories, or we have got concepts that actually talk about how to deal with these kind of situations. Then, so what kind of strategy you're going to adopt when you have this kind of situations. You have to go through the process. You have to go through the checklist. You have to, sit down, brainstorm with your team. Okay, now we've got this problem. How are we going to strategize? What are the strategies that you can adopt to deal with the issues, to make sure that the
see.
business is not disrupted? So yeah, we do discuss these kind of things. In fact, very interestingly, we do discuss this with our students in class. Actually, we do.
That's my first time hearing that, because like when it comes to business, like you mentioned also, yes, it's all theories, but you also discuss with
Yes,
the students,
we do.
putting that the real life experience, giving them a glimpse on how it's actually going to be outside when you finish your study.
Like for example, in my Monday's class, my upcoming class on Monday in economic development policies and issues, I've actually given them a scenario that you need to choose the country, and you have got to talk about the impact of the Iran-US war and what kind of policies that they must have to deal with the economic fallout. I've actually on Monday my students are presenting on that.
Oh.
So that's what I say. You got to engage them, and when you talk about things like this, what's happening today, and you try to bring that, and get their perspective, they also want to produce something. You see, that's the need that you create in the students, that I also want to partake in something like this because it affects me. I tell them, you are the future. If you cannot plan for these kind of things, then what's the future that you're going to bring forth for your future generations? Probably, in about, touch wood, in about 20, 30 years, I'm gone, and then you guys are going to be there. So what kind of future are you keeping for yourself? So That's where the practical
When
comes
is that
in.
class? What time?
On Monday,
What time?
12 to.
12 to. I think I can join
Yes,
that.
you can.
Just
You're
wanna
always
see
welcome.
just want to see like
Yeah,
how they
and I've got
think.
amazing that students, that group, they are my senior students, and they are very amazing. So I have to say that I'm really looking forward to that class actually.
Okay, what is the your favorite subject to teach lah? I'm assuming
Oh,
not.
I don't have a particular favorite. Actually I like all the subjects that I teach actually. All the subjects that have been given to me, I always like what I teach. That's why I mean this is something that it's my personal motto, which I'm sure if all my students who are hearing this podcast, they're like, oh my god, here goes Dr. Priya again saying the same thing. I always tell them, don't do what you like what you do. There's two different things. Don't do what you like, always like what you do.
Wow, I'm pondering now.
It is because when you do what you like, that means you are not going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But when you like what you do, like say for example a street sweeper,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a street sweeper, if he likes what he's doing, he will sweep the streets very well. It is like a calling.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do today. Today for me, being here, interacting with my students, interacting with my colleagues, interacting with everybody here, this is what I do. I like what I do.
Mm.
That's why you ask me, why do you have these positive vibes? Because I like what I do. I get into it.
Oh.
You don't do what you like. If doing what I like may be entirely different, not even and doing what you like and you don't get that, that's when you have frustrations.
Yeah.
But when you have this attitude of liking what you do, it makes a difference. But yeah, that's the message. You can ask everyone in my class who say, oh yeah, there goes Dr. Priya again. This is what she'll always tell us, and yeah, that's true.
Right after this, I'm so gonna ask the business students, how's Dr. Priya?
Oh,
what are the
goodness.
quotes that you've always hear from Dr. Priya?
Yeah.
And then wow.
Yeah, that's my personal motto.
That is one of the one of the reasons that you are very likable with your students.
Thank you.
I was almost gonna ask your zodiac, but let's not go there.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. I mean,
what's your zodiac?
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
I'm the lion.
the crew must be like, oh, not again. Ash and his zodiac.
Yeah.
I see a Leo.
I'm a Leo,
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next. I think topic. When it comes to business itself. So academics or skills both intertwined with each other.
Yes,
You need both regardless.
Yes.
And then how about choosing the right path with you? You also mentioned about not just do what you like, but like what you do.
Yeah.
How about studying? Does it apply the same thing?
Of course. I mean, we cannot run away from basics. You need to study. Unfortunately, you need to spend a little bit of time. This is what I tell even my PhD candidates who I supervise, and I tell them every day. I mean, that's how I got through my PhD. Every day, write, even if it's 30 minutes a day. Write something. Write your thoughts. Pen your thoughts down. Okay, once you start doing that, it creates some form of a discipline. Even till today, I will have to be honest with you, I prepare for every class. I do. It's not like I just go there, take the pen and or say, okay, this is what it is. No, I don't take things for granted. I still prepare because I do not know. There may be in me reading it the 10th time, I may just get a new idea that I can then share it with my students.
Yeah, Dr. Priya.
Yes.
I saw her one time, just letting everyone know, the students know. Or one time when I was doing some work late at night, she was also working late at night. I was like, Dr. Priya. I even behind the scene, before this podcast began, I was like, what time do you go to sleep? You're that serious when it comes to teaching. Is that
That's
how?
a passion. That's where I say I like what I do.
I see.
I really do. I really do. I'm so blessed, that I was given this opportunity, and that's why. And I wish that maybe if I can change just one student's life,
Mm.
I have done well.
Among many others, you have a lot of students, by the way.
No, but like I said,
Yeah,
I just
oh,
need
just
one.
one.
Just one.
One.
You pay it forward. So
Ah.
even my senior students who have left the faculty, who have graduated,
Mm.
I always keep telling them, pay it forward. If you can then, impart the same principle, the same positivism to someone else,
Mm.
that's how the world is a better place.
Mm.
You know, that's philosophy.
Yes, yes, you're very philosophical.
No?
I like that. And then like I said, I'm here. When people, the team asked me to host, I'm not just merely asking questions for the audience. I'm actually asking questions for myself to understand, because I like learning as
Correct.
well.
Correct.
Even in many aspects, even in you can putting in a life situation, personal situation,
Mm-hmm.
relationship, you
Yeah.
learn.
Yes.
In every relationship, you learn every steps on how to. You learn about yourself as well.
True.
Even you're studying, I learned a lot about myself during my study.
Yes.
I learned that I am this kind of person. I like, and then I love feedback. Not that kind of like, you're good. No, that
No.
not that feedback. That's not feedback. That's what you call that. uh, there's another term, I cannot think of it. Feedback in terms of like how can we do better, even in life, even like, me talking to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do better? How do I deal with this kind of situation? Getting some insights. That's a part of learning.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, I'm taking this opportunity here. Sorry to
No,
use
no,
that word,
please.
but I think one thing that we all must have, or we all must do, this is what my husband always says, respect. We must
Respect.
learn respect. We must respect the person beside you, respect your parents, respect your friends, respect society, respect yourself. Very important. When we lose respect, only then problems happen.
Mm.
It's true. I mean, if we can respect each other's space, there won't be issues like what's happening today,
Yeah.
like the wars. If they can respect each other's rights, then there wouldn't be wars. But because they can't do that, they don't respect. They
Mm-mm.
always think that I'm greater than the other.
Mm-mm.
That's when problems happen.
Okay, now when it comes to respect, I have this question that I wanna ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Negotiation.
Mm.
So in business, we also learn about negotiation, having
Definitely.
that skills.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on negotiations do not require respect?
Oh, no. I totally disagree. In order for you to have a successful negotiation, you need to have respect. You need to respect the parties that are coming to the table.
Mhm.
You must be open to hear
Mhm.
what they have to put forth,
Mhm.
and then see how you can. See, pride is not going to help.
Mhm.
When you are coming to a negotiation table, you cannot have pride. You
Mhm.
must be open. You
Mhm.
cannot be closed. You always have to be open to listening,
Mhm.
okay, and then seeing what the other person is saying,
Mhm.
okay, and then see how much you can give in,
Mhm.
the give and take.
Mhm.
It has to happen in negotiations. There's always the give and take. There's no party that wins, there's no party that loses in negotiations.
Wow. Yeah, a good point actually. So that's, I think, because again, what's happening
Yeah,
in
true.
the world, because
True.
there's no respect.
True, very true.
Talking about business again, how competitive the job market is actually.
It is very competitive. I have to be honest. That's the hard fact. It is a very competitive market today out
Mhm.
there, because I just had this conversation in class yesterday. I was telling them during my time, we used to have this Form 3 exams, SRP, and if you don't pass your Form 3 exams, you can't go on to Form 4,
Yeah.
right? And during my time, a person with Form 3 qualification
Mhm.
can join as a constable.
Mhm.
Okay, But today, if you open your job street, you open your LinkedIn, you open your newspapers for that matter, any basic job, you need to have SPM, or even now with a diploma.
Mm-hmm.
So it is getting tougher.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why it makes it very important for you to finish.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where the conundrum lies. When you say that skills and academics,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here employers want that. Employers need the paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Employers need that qualification.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the role of today's academics is trying to integrate the skills into the academics, so that when the student leaves and graduates and goes into the job market, they will have the basic skill sets that is needed.
Mm.
And then when they go into the working world, then that's the duty of the employers. That means the employers will need then to actually provide for training,
Mm-hmm.
for further improvement, for continuous, improvement. If they don't provide for that, then they cannot turn around and say, why is this student not, or why is this graduate, or why is this junior executive not having the skills that I want? So you need to have a very comprehensive network or environment, ecosystem. The ecosystem has to be very comprehensive. You have the student, you have the universities, okay, institutions, and then you also have the job employers. So you need to create this ecosystem where everyone comes in hand to hand and creates this competent graduate.
Yeah. So each of one of them play a part.
Yes.
Students
Yes.
to learn.
Correct.
Universities, institutions to teach, to
Yes.
provide knowledge, and then
Yes.
the companies that hire them to give and enhance their skills.
Correct. Correct.
Ah.
Correct. That is why we find that it's important. Like what we do, we try to engage with industry.
Mm-hmm.
We like to engage with the industry partners to come in, review our syllabus, try to see whether the syllabus is industry ready. So these kind of things that we do within the faculty, right? And once we get their feedback, we try to translate it and say that whether it fulfills the academic requirements as well. So that's when we get the feedback from the industry, and we change the curriculum, or we change the way of teaching, so that the students are actually given the practical insights that is needed.
Okay, this actually I've always thought. Okay, our programs is all accredited by
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Malaysian
of course.
Qualifications
Correct.
Agency.
Yes,
I've
MQA.
always thought. I also found out about this, about MQA itself. Like, this is a government body that will ensure the
Correct.
syllabus that we have here accredited from their side. I didn't realize that they actually take industry practitioner
Yeah,
into that body and then audit.
they do.
That's how tight it is. So it's not
Yes.
easy to get
It's not easy.
accredited.
It's not easy to
And
get
then on top of
accredited.
that, you're also getting more industry partners to look
Yes.
at your syllabus.
Correct.
And then ensuring the students are future ready, industry
Correct.
ready.
Correct.
Is there any, throughout your times teaching, you get people from MQA, from in the industry, to review the syllabus? Have you found like I didn't, like a gap?
Oh yes. That
Oh.
is why that's why we do curriculum changes. You see, that is the whole process. Before we do curriculum change, we have inputs from all our stakeholders. And after getting the inputs of the stakeholders, and then we put in to change our curriculum, so that it is it complements what the program standards are, which is set by MQA, and also to see what industry wants.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do
That
that.
is eye opening for me. I always
that's what
thought
we
it's
do.
just like, it's just an accreditation.
Oh
That's
no,
all.
no,
It's actually more
no.
than that.
It's more than that. It's more
Guys,
than that.
the programs, the syllabus, the
Yeah,
curriculum needs
correct.
to be stay updated with the current environment or the current industry needs.
Precisely.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, How has it been, Dr. Priya, with this podcast?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, I enjoyed it actually.
Oh,
I
that's
have to
good.
say that it's nice. I really applaud you for doing this, and seriously, and thank you so much for inviting me.
No,
I've
you're
actually had
welcome.
fun talking.
Hold on. Okay, all right. That's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, like I said, it's just a casual talk.
Yeah.
Knowing each other, knowing about what you're doing,
Okay.
and then in a way that gives some exposure to
Yes.
not just the audience,
Mhm.
the viewers, but also for me, because I like to learn things. I like to learn.
Anytime you can, you
Yeah.
know where my room is. You can walk in anytime.
Are you
We can
sure?
always, yes. You can always, come and have a cup of coffee with me, and we can discuss.
I should just go and like I would love to stop, just not go there and then ask you for something. Instead just
No,
like
just
stop
have
and
a
ask like how are you? Just
come,
ask your
come.
day and
Always,
everything.
always,
Okay.
always.
All right. So you can, is it safe to say that you are very close to your students?
I would try to. I mean, that will be my wish,
Mm-mm.
that I'm close to my students, because I've always told them my door is open.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I've students who even message me at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You know, I try my level best to reach out to them and comfort them, because sometimes they do come to me not just about academics.
Mm.
Sometimes it's so legal. Sometimes it's also just someone to talk to,
I
just
see.
someone to pour out their
Mm-mm.
feelings. And I always say that for me, my students are very important.
Yes.
I think anyone who knows me will know that.
I mean, like you love teaching, so you need your students to teach. If there's no
Yeah.
students,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like in a way.
yes, definitely.
Okay, now your students actually, I think, I'm not sure that, tell me that, have you ever asked, like in the early beginning of them coming in
Mhm.
to learn with like just that junior look, fresh look,
Innocent.
yeah, innocent look. Do you have ever asked them what do you want to be and why you studying business?
Yes, I've had, and for them, it's like most of them who want to study business, especially my international students, is because they want to go and make a difference in their own countries.
Oh.
All right, and some of them, like their parents are businessmen, entrepreneurs, okay, and they want to see how best they can double their parents'
Expand,
business,
yeah.
expand their business. Okay, that is something that they would like to do, and that is what they are coming here for. Most of them, but some of them, I don't know. That's the truth. Some of them say, I don't know. I just thought, okay, with my qualifications, I can come into business. I just want to come. I want to see. And most of them don't want to. They don't want to work for someone. They all want to be entrepreneurs. There's something that I notice in this generation. They all want to work for themselves. They don't want to work for people.
Oh, so is it okay for them not knowing what they want when they are studying? They come here fresh looking. You ask them like, "Why do you want to study business?" And then they said, "I don't know."
Yes,
Is it okay?
it's normal.
It's normal.
What did you want to become when you were 6 years old? What was your ambition?
Oh.
I don't know. In school, like
Yeah,
when,
yeah,
when,
yeah.
when we're in
Every
school,
now and then they will
every
ask,
year
yes.
they'll ask you the 3 things, right? Or your cita-cita, right? Okay, what
Yeah.
was your cita-cita?
It's scientist. It was scientist. it
Okay.
was scientist, policeman,
Of course.
firefighter.
Firefighter.
But throughout my journeys, when they ask me every time, scientist stayed
Scientist state.
until sekolah menengah, high school.
Okay.
I was like, I cannot be science.
So,
Yeah.
we change. So
Yeah.
sometimes we really don't know what we want to become.
So it is totally
Yes,
okay.
it is totally fine. You will find your path. I mean, that's something I have, I can safely say you will find your path. Each one of us finds our own path.
I mean, like I also agree in terms of that. Not knowing is not the end of the world.
Yes, it's not the end of the world. It's not. So that's why doing a business degree, sorry, I'm not promoting the faculty of business,
okay.
but that's the truth. I mean, doing a business degree will definitely be something that is good for you, because that can open doors for many other things. Like I have had a student of mine who finished the business degree and went into accounting,
Oh,
pursued accounting.
I mean that's not far away,
Mm-hmm.
but still, what do you have anything to say about that?
No, I think that's fine. That is all right. They found their passion. Okay, they liked accounts and they wanted to go into that. Why not?
But I've when I was studying, I've had a lot of like juniors. They came from business programs and then they studying mass communications, which is I feel like that's totally fine also, because that they interrelated
Yeah.
with one. You can be a business communicator, even like what do you want. The world is our oyster.
Correct.
We heard that a lot.
Like for example, look at my MBA program. I have people from diverse backgrounds. I have doctors who have taken the MBA.
Oh,
Yes. I've even had lawyers, two lawyers who took the MBA program.
oh
I've had
wow.
accountants. I've had surveyor. Yeah. I've had someone from what do you call that? Transportation. Transportation industry coming in. So it's not wrong to want to do business. You will need to have to do business or learn about business one way or another.
Wow,
It's not a waste.
you definitely open my eyes, because I have a different view, because like people been like I'm at this age, people have
Yeah.
been pursuing me, go study master,
Oh, come.
and then I
Always
was
welcome.
like not yet, and they all ask like, if you want to study master, what do you want? Is it go for business? I always like, let me think about it. I had that second thoughts, but now you actually, nothing is wrong with business. It's definitely
Nothing.
the key points there
Yeah.
that opened my eyes. Like, yeah, we even like with your studies, your qualifications, the world is our oyster. You
Yes,
can
true.
study differently, not
True.
just because you have to
Yes,
be
yes.
specific program. You have to continue doing the specific thing that you're learning,
Yeah.
and especially with business, there's no, in a way, a very diverse job opportunity that will come to you,
True.
because
Very
you
true.
learn a lot
You learn a lot is not, but you learn in context.
in context. Okay.
And whatever that you learn in context is something that is very practical. That is what you will use somewhere along the line.
Wow. I in awe again once again. I like a lot of insights that I've got
Thank
just
you.
from you alone.
Thank you, Ash.
It makes me feel like I want to be Dr. Priya students, to be honest. Like, just that's why
always
that's
welcome.
why I asked
Yeah.
about your class, because I was like, maybe I should just go
Yeah,
and then learn a
please
few
do,
things,
please do,
like
please do come.
looking at the students, looking
Yeah.
at you, in a way, yeah. So I hope that makes you want to study with Dr. Priya. But
Always
again,
welcome. Always welcome.
again, at the end of the day, what I've, from our conversation today,
Yeah.
business is not something that you should be afraid of, or even, and then when it comes to academics and skills, it's interchange. Everyone plays a part.
Definitely. It's a very holistic course, I would have to say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's time to wrap up.
Thank you
so much, Dr.
Most
Priya.
welcome. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me, honestly.
We thank you for taking your time coming here, talking to me, everyone, your insights, your experiences. It's truly much appreciated.
Thank you for making me feel like a celebrity for one day.
well, everyone knows you. You're always positive, so this is definitely something to tap in terms of like getting to know you better. All right, everyone. This has been UOC Speaks with Associate Professor Dr. Priya from the Faculty of Business of Technology, Faculty of Business and Technology. My
Yes.
apologies, and say bye to the camera.
Bye-bye.
Till next time, don't forget
Yeah.
to comment if you have any topics that you want to ask or you want us to discuss. Maybe we can get Dr. Priya back again with our podcast. Until then, bye guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.